from Lebanon's airspace in the early hours. The ministry adds Syria shot down 5 of the 8 missiles that targeted the T-4 base east of Homs.
The strike coming on the heels of what President Trump calls a chemical attack on a rebel-held suburb of Damascus. ABC's Karen Travers says the president's meeting today with his cabinet.
These high-level meetings come after the president issued his first Twitter condemnation of Russian President Vladimir Putin as Mr. Trump weighed in on an alleged chemical attack in Syria. The president tweeted, quote, "President Putin, Russia, and Iran are responsible for backing animal Assad. Big price to pay." The White House on Sunday did not rule out a military response in Syria.
Notifications will start showing up today on the Facebook accounts of users who had their data scraped by Cambridge Analytica. The hunt is on for a 23-year-old wanted in the murders of his mother and a friend in Tennessee. Casey Lawhorn posted details about it on Facebook. His car has been found in Mississippi. Opening statements are expected today in the retrial of Bill Cosby on sexual assault charges.
The jury is similar in gender and race to the makeup of the jury that deadlocked in Bill Cosby's first trial last June. The defense team is different and this time able to portray accuser Andrea Constand as a greedy schemer. The approach by prosecutors will be slightly different, too, since they're allowed to call as many as 5 additional accusers to the witness stand. They'll try to portray Cosby as a serial predator.
ABC's Aaron Katursky. Lawyers for Stormy Daniels have filed a new motion to question both President Trump and his longtime lawyer about the payment made to Daniels just before the election. You're listening to ABC News.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey Zoom, start meeting. Huddle happy. Visit zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and we're excited to announce the new 4-pack special. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 4-pack special tab, and save 50% off the 4-pack, which includes 2 MyPillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's 1-800-635-1825. Or go to MyPillow.com, click the 4-pack special tab, and use promo code SKY at checkout.
It's day 6 of the teacher protest in Oklahoma over school funding, again forcing some schools to shut down.
Members, the House will come to order.
Thank you, Mr. Despite moves by lawmakers last week to pay for salary increases,
elementary
Oklahoma school teachers demanding long-term education funding solutions will be back at the Capitol today.
And Tuesday if necessary, and Wednesday and Thursday.
Says Alicia Priest, the president of the Oklahoma Education Association. Another sign that the impasse is nowhere near an end, the Oklahoma City School District is opening a campus near the Capitol as a shelter for as many as 400 out-of-town teachers taking part in the daily demonstrations at the State House. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
In the Canadian town of Humboldt last night, a vigil for members of the junior hockey team killed in a violent bus crash. Most of the 15 killed were teenagers. Pastor Clint Magnus.
Help each person in our city to know that even in the midst of a tragedy this great, that you love them, that you are good, gracious, and compassionate, and that you will meet us in our need.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau also joined in the vigil. North Korea's leader says he's ready to talk about his nuclear program with President Trump. That's what North Korean officials are now telling the U.S. Discussions about nuclear weapons are expected to be at the center of talks between the two leaders, and those talks between President Trump and Kim Jong-un are expected to take place next month. This is ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. Get free of credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and medical bills. Total Financial Freedom has helped thousands. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, too. Don't go bankrupt. You'll have the right to settle your debt for a mere fraction of what you owe. Call Total Financial now at 866-844-7344. That's 866-844-7344.
I'm Sherry Preston, ABC.
Well, with springtime here, head on over to Oakland Feed and Seed for the things you need. Things like grass seed and garden seed, 10-10-10 fertilizer and 17-17-17 fertilizer. Oakland Feed and Seed carries Kentucky 31 and Rebel Turf and 5-star blend grass seed. That'll look good, won't it? They'll weigh up garden seed by the ounce or by the pound. How much do you need? They'll weigh up grass seed by the pound. Whatever your needs are, Scott and his team at Oakland Feed and Seed will try their best to do it for you. Need strong weed killer? Get it by the quart, gallon, and this kills all. 2.5 gallons is only $49.99. Get rid of them quick. They have fish box, 100 count, $19.99. Why don't you come check Oakland Feed and Seed out and check prices? All your animal health needs, from dog shots to wormers. And don't forget to pick up some fire ant control, too. They have what you need at Oakland Feed and Seed, Oakland Road, Spindale, locally owned and locally run.
We'll start the week mostly cloudy to cloudy early on today and maybe turn partly sunny in places in the afternoon. It'll be chilly and we'll have a small chance of some sprinkles or patchy light rain, mostly in the morning. Highs today will reach about 50 to 56. Tonight will be variably cloudy in the evening, clouds decreasing later on with lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. Looks like Tuesday we'll have more sun than clouds. We'll be turning warmer tomorrow in spite of a northerly breeze. Highs about 60 to 65. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Well, it has begun to rain here in the foothills. We're at 43, starting out at 43 with rain likely throughout, off and on throughout today. Highs around 53. Now, the rain goes away after tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Really nice. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, mostly sunny with highs around 68 on Wednesday, 79 on Friday will be our high for the day. Sunny skies. Then the rain returns to the forecast for the weekend. Again, right now, cloudy, rainy, and 43 degrees. And today we're being kind to Phyllis Briscoe of Lovelace Financial Group. Her birthday is tomorrow. Now I have these death announcements. Margaret Rollins of East Main Street, Forest City, died Saturday at the Hospice of the Carolinas Foothills. Funeral services will be held 2 p.m. today in the Florence Baptist Church with Dr. Bobby Gann officiating. Burial will follow in the Cool Springs Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 1 until 2 today in the church Sartrax. Paget King is serving the family of Margaret Rollins of Forest City. Patricia Ann Galloway Martin, age 75, of Forest City, passed away Wednesday at Spartanburg Regional Medical Center. The funeral service will be conducted at 3 o'clock today at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangement for Patricia Ann Galloway Barden. Jean Maxie Melton, age 87 of Forest City, died Monday at her residence. A graveside service will be conducted at 12:30 today at Rutherford County Memorial Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 11 until 12 at the funeral home prior to the service. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services serving the family of Jean Maxie Melton. John Roger Holland, age 71 of Ellenboro, died Thursday at Hospice House of Rutherford County. A funeral service will be conducted at 12 noon Tuesday, April 10th at Harrelson Funeral Chapel. Burial will follow the service at Walls Baptist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to service at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service is serving the family of John Roger Holland. Ruth Gaynell Stepp Hutchins, age 81 of Rutherfordton, died Friday at her residence. The funeral service will be conducted at 11 o'clock Wednesday, April the 11th at the Victory Baptist Church. Burial will follow in Victory Baptist Church Cemetery. The family will receive friends from 6 until 8 on Tuesday at Harrelson Funeral Home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Services has been entrusted with the arrangements for Ruth Gaynell Stepp Hutchins. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. You can get the complete information on these or any other that comes in this morning, today at 11:35, and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report right here on WCAB in Rutherfordton. Glad to have you for the morning wake-up call. Hour number 2. We'll be getting to the phones here in a few moments, find out what's been happening around the neighborhood. Let me tell you, the Braves won yesterday 4-0, shut the Rockies out 4-0, and then on Saturday, the Rockies beat the Braves 3-2, but it took them 10 innings to do it. Now, the Braves will be playing this afternoon or this evening against the Washington Nationals. 5:50 showtime. We'll join that following News 13 at 6.
Well, the latest episode of Trump hate comes from the Houston area. Kelly Burke, a West University Place councilwoman, yelled at a group of teenage girls because one of them wore a Trump T-shirt. The teenagers were in a checkout line at Tiny's Milk and Cookies when they were approached by Burke, who shouted at them, "Grab them by the P word. When she screamed it again, the girls were afraid the woman was about to go postal. And then Burke yelled, MAGA, MAGA, MAGA. She was shaking her fist at the Make America Great Again shirt that one of the girls was wearing. Now, the Harris County Constable's Office has filed a Class C misdemeanor charge against Councilwoman Burke for disorderly conduct. When a reporter arrived at her house to get a comment, Burke yelled at him, told him to get lost because she was putting her kids to bed. Now, Councilwoman Burke later issued an apology blaming Donald Trump. Through her lawyer, she said, I do not believe repeating the words of the President of the United States is a crime. However, I will apologize again on behalf of myself, the President of the United States, and all the media outlets who repeated his words both electronically and in print. Ms. Burke belongs to an organization called Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. I guess it's a good thing she didn't have one with her, maybe. You believe the P word really ticks her off that much? Why? Today's technology makes things easier because everything's connected. Your cell phone, your tablet, even your smart TV, all connected to one account, and they're all connected to your Wi-Fi. It only takes just one weak link for a cyber thug criminal to break in and obtain your data. And that's why the new LifeLock identity theft protection now adds the power of Norton security to your devices. Now, while LifeLock uses proprietary technology to detect threats to your identity, the addition of Norton security helps protect up to 5 of your devices from online threats. And if there's a problem, LifeLock's agents will work to fix it. Now, of course, no one can prevent all identity theft or cybercrime or monitor all transactions in all businesses. But new LifeLock with Norton gives you more protection for today's connected world. Join now, get 10% off your first year. Go online to LifeLock.com and enter the promo code RUSH. That's LifeLock.com. Remember, promo code RUSH.
It's time to recognize the administrative assistants in your office, and we can help you do that. Just send us the name of your administrative assistant, and we'll do the rest. Send her name on your company letterhead via fax to WCAB at 828-287-7182, or email it to us at WCAB@nctv.com. We'll have a drawing on April the 25th on the morning show, and the selected 10 will be invited to go to lunch with Jim at Don's Italian Restaurant on Friday, April the 27th. We'll supply a good meal, give away some prizes, give them the recognition on your behalf, and have them back to work in no time. So get your nomination in today. The name of the administrative assistant on your company letterhead, fax to 828-287-7182, or email to WCAB@nctv.com. The name of the company they work for, or you can bring it to us here at 191 Whiteside Road in Rutherford. Come on, boss. She's counting on you.
Reaching 10 counties from the county seat of Rutherford. This is the mighty 590 WCAB, Rutherfordton.
The Recliner Center is happy to introduce new styles of Spring Air mattresses. Some come with the cool gel that you're going to love. Remember the days when you could flip your mattress? Well, Spring Air is now offering the flippable mattress. Check out these for a really great night's sleep. The Recliner Center is needing to make room for some new styles of lift chairs, recliners, and sofas, and you're going to get some special deals on the floor models and extra inventory in the store. Now, you always know you get the best deals in town at the Recliner Center, and now's the best time to go shopping. Check on the inventory of new recliners, sofas, and lift chairs coming in. Now, some of the styles have a new water-repellent fabric. Water beads up instead of soaking into the fabric. Leave it to the Recliner Center to offer you the best choices and best prices. Ask to see the new wall hugger style furniture. Hours are Wednesday through Friday 9 to 5 and Saturday 9 to 2. The Recliner Center on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Well, if you get over to Farmer's Friend sometime real soon, you can register to win a Mary Tiller. He's going to be giving that away here real soon, right here on the radio, so go by and register. It's the time to start pre-emergent with your lawns for crabgrass prevention as well. George and his team's got all of that. They have propane. Come get your tanks filled. Propane grill tanks, 20 pounds, only $10.99. It's fertilizer time. They got all kinds of fertilizer you might need. You can buy it by the pound or by the ton. And they offer delivery, too. Just ask them about that when you visit Farmer's Friend. They have your early spring plants, flowers, and shrubs. Number 1 grade A cross ties, Plenty of those available for you, plenty of mulch. Check with Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supplies. If you're looking for something for your garden or for your lawn, they've got it. Very simply put, they've got it.
In 1881, Nate Champion arrived in Wyoming with a Texas trail herd. He liked what he saw and decided to stay. Over the next few years, Nate worked on several local ranches. Then he started his own spread. Like many a small cattle rancher, he probably got a start by borrowing permanently cattle from some of the larger ranchers. Although many large ranchers got their start the same way, they weren't in a sharing mood. An investigation into the rustling resulted in Nate's name coming up prominently. Unable to get juries, often comprised of homesteaders, to convict fellow homesteaders, the cattleman hired some guns to handle the problem. In November of 1891, Nate Champion was awakened in the middle of the night. 4 men were standing over him with guns drawn. Nate went for his gun. When the smoke cleared, the 4 gunmen were running for safety, with 2 of them carrying lead. On April 9, 1892, Nate and partner Nick Ray woke up in their small cabin on their Casey Ranch. What they did not know was that about 50 men had surrounded the cabin. When Nick Ray went outside, he was cut down in a hail of bullets. Ray was able to crawl back inside the cabin before dying. As the cabin was being riddled with bullets, Nate was able to shoot 2 of the hired guns. In between shots, he wrote a diary of what was happening. Finally frustrated, the cattleman set fire to the cabin. With his clothes smoking, Nate exited the cabin with both guns blazing. The hired guns didn't stop shooting even after Nate was down. An autopsy showed 28 wounds. You've just heard another story from Chronicle of the Old West. I'm Dakota Livesay.
Well, it's Monday morning, and it is the 9th day of the month, and we're starting out at 43 degrees with rain falling here in the foothills. Let's go to the phones now and find out what's been happening over the weekend in the world of crime fighting. And Officer Bailey is on the phone with me right now from the Sheriff's Department. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Doing very well, thank you. Tell us what's been going on over the weekend.
In the last 48 hours, the Sheriff's offices responded to 251 calls for service. There have been 20 arrests made, and the jail is currently housing 169 inmates. For incident reports, Gilbert General Store reported a damage to property. Robbie Green of Mooresboro reported a breaking and entering and a larceny after breaking and entering. Items taken were a brown wallet and an unknown amount of currency. Jonathan Teague of Rutherford reported a misdemeanor larceny. There was some U.S. currency taken. Alan Smith of Lake Lure reported a felony larceny. There was 4 sets of scaffolding taken. And for arrest reports, Larry Fowler Jr. was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $1,500 secured bond. Terry Mask of New York was charged with felony probation violation, received a $20,000 secured bond. Alan Farrell of Shelby was charged with driver while license revoked and resisting public officer, received a $2,000 secured bond. Melinda Stevens of Ellenboro was charged with 2 counts of assault and battery, received a written promise to appear. Robin Bailey of Forest City was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $3,000 secured bond. Daniel Franklin of Forest City was charged with speed to elude arrest, possession of firearm by felon, and carrying concealed weapon, received a $36,500 secured bond. Bobby Gilbert of Rutherford was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $1,500 secured bond. Tyler Bailey of Rutherford was charged with communicating threats and received a written promise to appear. And Baxter Dobbins of Rutherford was charged with assault on a female and has not yet received a bond, received a 48-hour hold. And that's all I have this morning.
Officer Bailey, we do appreciate the report, and you be safe out there today.
Thanks.
See you now. Bye-bye. 20 minutes after 7 here on this Monday Morning Report. We'll get to the next phone call. The Communications Center coming up next.
Here's what our customers think about McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC.
I love my McCurry Deck Buick.
I love my McCurry Deck Chevrolet.
We love our McCurry Deck GMC. We guarantee you'll love McCurry Deck Chevrolet Buick GMC for a city.
I am definitely a McCurry Deck customer for life.
I love the price and the McCurry Deck Customer for Life Rewards program. It gives you up to $3,000 or more in rewards.
Take the easy drive to savings. McCurry Deck for a city. Discover the rewards of being a customer for life.
Well, in the race on Saturday, my Bariatric 300 race, Ryan Blaney won the race. And then on Sunday, the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500, Kyle Busch took in the win. Here's Derek now with the report from the Communications Center. Derek, good morning. How you doing?
Pretty good. About yourself?
Doing great, thanks. What's on the report from the weekend?
Alrighty. In the past 48 hours, Rutherford County Sheriff's Office and 911 Communications has processed 1,047 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 63 EMS, 27 rescue, 251 for the Sheriff's Office, 121 for Forest City, 27 Lake Lure, 45 for Rutherford, 86 Spindale, and Ellenborough responded to 2 residential fire alarms. They also responded to a structure fire, and Bostic and Forest City assisted on those. And then Forest City responded to a motor vehicle accident. Hudlow responded to a field fire. Rutherfordton responded to a motor vehicle accident. And they also responded to a fire alarm for a business. SDO responded to a structural fire, and the assisting departments were Spindale and Sandy Mush. Spindale also responded to a motor vehicle accident, a business fire alarm activation, and and Sandy Mush responded to a residential fire alarm activation. And that is all we have.
We appreciate it very much. Have a great day.
You as well. Thank you.
Okay, bye. 22 minutes after the hour 7. You know, a smart planner, when they're getting ready to do a big event or a small event, maybe it's an office get-together or a reunion or memorial celebration, they call on Gregory's Original because they know if Gregory handles it, it's going to be done just right. Why don't you call them for your next event? You could call 287-2171 and plan your event. Tell Gregory exactly how many you think might be there and the kind of budget you'd like to work under. He'll go to work for you at that point. Choose Gregory's today for lunch or dinner tonight. They're open Monday through Friday, 11 to 9, Saturdays 4 to 9, and they're located over in the Park Lane Plaza, Rutherford. Now, we're going to have a lot of visitors coming down our area in the next few weeks. Invite them to go to Gregory's Original for their meal and get a good taste of what Rutherford County good food's all about. Here's Ruby Taylor. She has the report for us from Danieltown Fire District. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell us what's been happening.
Well, the fire department had one call, and it was to a structural fire, and they were assisted by Spindale and Sandy Mush. And I have one birthday, and that's Tricia Hines. Hope she has a nice day today. And the signs are in the legs today and tomorrow. And, Jim, that's all I got.
Do appreciate it, Ruby. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide daycare services for an aging parent or loved one. Rutherford Life Care can be just what you're looking for. Rutherford Life Care offers adults a safe and fun place during the day for medical monitoring, nutritional meals, and daily activities. Rutherford Life is licensed by the state of North Carolina Division of Aging. Call them today and let them answer questions you may have. That's 288-1697, 288-1697. Rutherford Life offers a staff of professionals who show the love and compassion that you entrust your loved ones to. That's Rutherford Life Care Services, located on Thunder Road, Spindale. Again, that phone number is 288-1697. When your name's on the company, you work really, really hard to keep it good. Keep it good business ethics going. That's what Hutchins Pest Control does. Their name's on the company, so they work hard. They do it right, honest, dependable, and on-time services. They appreciate the confidence you've placed in them over the years. They promise to continue being the best they can be in the pest control business, honest, dependable, and on time. So call on them to get your home or your office protected. 287-5171. That's 287-5171. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control. Steve is up next. He's up in Rumbling Ball this morning, this cloudy, rainy morning. Steve, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Jim. It is kind of nasty for this Monday morning, but it's only 46 degrees. I'll take that.
I'll take that.
Yeah. But it's, going to green things up, I think. So I think we got our last freeze behind us, I hope. We got one more scare coming up, I think, next week, but that's a long-range forecast. But I'm hopeful that this is the end to the frost and freezes, and we can start doing our gardening carefree.
That'd be great.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready for fresh vegetables, aren't you?
I am. I'm ready. In fact, speaking of food, Bills Creek Fire Department, they're doing a yard and bake sale this Saturday, April 14th, at their station on Bills Creek Road. That's 1118 Bills Creek Road. And it's a fundraiser for the community, from their auxiliary. So it's a good event with a breakfast and lunch. It starts at 7 a.m. So they always have a lot of folks who come out there. A lot of folks contribute to their yard sale, and it's just a good event for everybody. So come on out and support Bills Creek Fire Department. They do a lot for us. We're fairly uneventful over the weekend, so we're not much to report beyond. I think we had one medical call, and so that's just I don't know too many details on that situation, but overall, I think we had an uneventful weekend as far as any problems or issues.
That's always a good thing.
Yes, sir. I'm ready. I'm ready to move this thing forward and get the spring going. And I'm looking out at our grounds, and looks like the golf course is starting to green up. So,
all right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, it looks like by Friday we may get to almost 80 for a daytime high. 79 expected high on Friday.
All right, I can take that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I wouldn't even mind to sweat a little bit on that, would you?
Yeah, I'll do a lot of sweating this year.
Listen, you have a great Monday, and I'll see you next time.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Your car only needs one place to prepare for the cooler months ahead. RS Speedy Lube, Railroad Avenue, Ruth. RS Express Inspection Station can get you back on the road and keep you legal. RS Speedy Lube Station has 2 lanes to get you in and out in no time. They carry wiper blades and will rotate your tires. Complete car care altogether, including transmission flush and car wash. Count on Chris and his team to take care of all your car needs. Make it your first stop. RS Speedy Lube Service Center, Railroad Avenue in Ruth.
Well, local drivers should be aware that a major detour will begin this week along Pea Ridge Road around the construction of US 74. Drivers will now be able to go west on US 74 from Pea Ridge Road, according to the North Carolina Department of Transportation. The drivers will have to go down to the Union Road exit in order to get on US 74 west. Traffic will also go down to a single lane in both directions along US 74 near that construction. Sometime they're getting ready for the big equestrian games coming up. The Tryon International Equestrian Center plans to construct a road that will go under US 74 from the parking area on Pea Ridge Road to John Sheehan Road. The road will be so buses can traverse the area and not cause traffic problems along US 74. NCDOT officials said the construction should be complete late this summer in time for the World Equestrian Games, which is scheduled for mid-September at the Tryon International Equestrian Center. The officials said the road is necessary so buses can be parked off John Sheehan Road. The road will go from the current parking area at the front of the TIEC on Pea Ridge Road underneath US 74 to another parking area off John Sheehan Road. In other words, you won't be able to park on the grounds of the International Center. You'll have to park somewhere else and ride the bus in if you go to these events. NCDOT said Vasilio and Grogan is the contractor on the bridge construction, which NCDOT bid for $5.7 million. The US 74 westbound on route from Pea Ridge Road will be closed with a marked detour directing east on US 74 to Union Road under US 74, then to the westbound on route. I know that's really confusing about listening to it, but when you get to those, I just want to make you aware of the fact that there will be some detouring, some changes of lanes, and some one-lane traffic as you travel over near the Equestrian Center and Pea Ridge Road. So be aware of that and just be patient as it develops. Now let's check it up at Hudlow. Get Bob Hodge on the phone to find out what's been happening in his neighborhood. Bob, good morning. How are you doing?
Oh, doing just fine on this here damp, drizzly morning up here.
It is one of those rainy Mondays, isn't it?
Yeah, one of these little rainy Mondays there, but I'm looking forward to the latter part of the week when we get back to springtime.
Yeah, man. I hear you.
Yeah, a little damp and chilly this morning. And Jim, up here with the fire department over the weekend, we answered a little old grass fire and then some medical calls. Hadn't had any wrecks or anything, so been pretty quiet with the fire department over the weekend, and maybe it'll stay that way, but I don't believe we're going to have a washout today. Maybe along about lunchtime it'll slack off. Might get a little sunshine or something there.
I think so.
But along the latter part of the week, we get back up in the 70s. That sounds good. So
you'll have to pull out your short pants on that day, Bob.
Oh, yeah. We'll be out here mowing grass again. You know, this little rain is making the grass grow. I was looking out the door here this morning, and this little damp weather, it's beginning to grow again after cutting it last week before last there. So, but be time to work in the flowers garden this weekend. Looks like.
Yeah.
Do all that stuff. But Jim, like I say, it's running on quiet up here, and I hope you have a good day. And
well, thank you, Bob.
I'll be talking to you in the morning.
I look forward to it. You have a great day as well.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
That's Bob Hodge. It's always nice to talk to Bob up at the Hudlow Volunteer Fire District. When you want some sound facts about better hearing, go see Lisa Terry at Miracle Ear in Forest City. You know, begin to lose your hearing. People have a tendency to isolate themselves. Could be the early onset of dementia, Alzheimer's, because when you start lacking communication, things start developing. So you don't want that to happen. So if you begin to realize there's loss of hearing, go get something done about it real soon. Lisa Terry will be glad to answer all your questions about that. There's a free hearing test available for you. Don't have to pay anything for that. No cost or obligation whatsoever. Lisa never puts any pressure on you, never any embarrassing moments at all. Feel comfortable when you visit Miracle Ear in Forest City or in the Shelby office. Lisa Terry runs sort of both of those. The Forest City office is at 1512 West Main Street, Suite 102. Go see Miracle Ear today and find out what's best for you. Let's check in with Sue Price now over in the Cherry Mountain Fire District on this rainy Monday. Sue, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Jim. I'm doing good. Hope you are.
Yes, indeed.
Well, good. Yeah, we're getting rain over here this morning and 42 degrees, so it's going to be a nice day anyway.
It is. Regardless of it, it'll be a nice day.
Anytime we can get up and get about, it's a nice day.
Exactly.
Just have to be thankful. Well, let's see. I have absolutely no birthdays or anniversaries on either one of my calendars. Didn't have any calls from the fire department. In my announcements, there's a revival going on at Mount Pleasant Baptist Church up in beautiful Golden Valley. From Monday through Wednesday, it'll start at 7 p.m., and Pastor Robbie Hensley is the speaker. And Jerry Roop and the congregation invite everyone to come. A rabies clinic is coming up at Golden Valley Community Club April 21st from 2 to 4. and the charge is $7. So if you're needing to get some of the animals vaccinated, that's a good opportunity to come out and get that done. And so far, I believe that's the only announcements I have going on. It's just quiet and calm over here, looking for a good day, and I hope you'll have one, Jim.
Thanks very much, Sue. Enjoy your day as well.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And we'll get to the next phone call here in just a few moments. You know, a lot of professional contractors who do make a living building and remodeling, they depend on Henson Building Material because Henson Building Material has such a great reputation of having the product they need and the quality they need and also the service when they get there. They get good customer service, and folks like that, the professionals like that, as well as the individual homeowner who does his own work around the house. If you're looking for something like a new kitchen cabinet, just bring your ideas over to Henson Building Material. Boy, what a variety of choices they have, and they got expert help to go with it. They'll tell you the answers to your questions and show you where it is and help you find it, give you a good deal. If you're looking to change light fixtures, bring your ideas to Henson Building Material. They have beautiful varieties and expert help to go with it. If you're a do-it-yourself kind of person, you need Henson Building Material. They'll help you along the way. The folks at Henson's take a lot of pride in their showroom design center, too, and they love to help you decide what's best for your home and your budget. Not only should you compare prices, but you should compare quality before you buy. At Henson Building Material, you get quick in and quick out hassle-free service. Why don't you check with them? They're open 7:30 to 5 Monday through Friday, 8 to 12 on Saturdays. And they've got a variety of things in the store. Unless you've been there in a while, you may not know they've got. They can satisfy your building needs and your tinkering needs around the house. If you're a tinkerer, like to do it yourself, that's your do-it-yourself store. Henson's. All right, it's 7:37, and let's see where we're going next. I guess we'll go up to Union Mills and check on Brenda Kelly and see if I got to the right place. Knock, knock. Anybody home?
Come in, yes.
Thank
Welcome.
you. I'm your Fuller brush salesman. Do you need any brushes today?
No. There was something on Jeopardy the other night about that, the Fuller brush or something. I forget what it was, but I knew it was Fuller brush.
Well, that's the thing of the past, isn't it? I don't guess they do that anymore, do they?
Not that I know of. That and what was it, Stanley Home Products?
Stanley Home Products. Yeah, and there used to be Charles Chip guy used to come around with a big truck selling potato chips.
Yeah, my Granny Elizabeth Fredo used to get them in a big old tin bucket.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
They were good too.
Yeah. They don't do that no more, huh? No. It's a thing of the past. Everything's done on Amazon now.
I guess so. Yeah. Well,
I'm just glad they hadn't done away with radio.
Boy, I tell you. Well, there's going to be some exciting things happening around here in a few months, so hang with us.
I know it.
Hang with us.
We got road changes, and we got the question center with everything going on, and we hope it'll get warm and sunny, and it's beginning to look doubtful, though.
Well, I hope it's going to be nice this summer and not a long, hot summer, dry summer. I hope we get some rain along the way and keep everything going smoothly.
I believe we're getting all our rain now.
Seems like we're getting quite a bit, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. It's just, that's what I was telling Todd. But I know you're talking about Friday. It's supposed to be real warm. I was looking at the long-range forecast. Sunday's supposed to be raining.
Yeah. Another rainy Sunday. 50-50 chance and rainy again on Saturday. Slight chance on Saturday.
Yeah. But I hope the good Lord's saving some for July and August.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. On Sundays when it rains like that, we see who the real churchgoers are. Those that come in spite of the rain, or those who stay home because it's raining.
I hear you. Let's see. I've got 40 degrees on the front porch this morning. I got all kind of birthdays and anniversaries. We've got Addison Davis, Catherine Smith, Thomas Wynn, Walter Hancock Jr., Kevin and Tara Flack anniversary, Jim and Jackie Bridges anniversary, Jason Stanley, David and Heidi Odom, Brad Ford, Kathy W. Connor, and Chase McSwain. So we hope all these people have a great old big day. I want to give a shout out to Phyllis Briscoe and hope she has a good day on her special day. Be kind to her. She's a fine lady. I love to listen to her advertisements. She does a fine job on that.
We need to get her back on again. She's
yeah, she does a fine job.
She does, really. She does a great job. I always enjoy having her on.
Yeah. And then in ways of announcements, wait, I forgot to look at Round Hill. Okay, we got Hugh and Colleen Nanny celebrating anniversary, so we hope they have a good day. And in ways of announcements, we got the community club meeting at 6 o'clock this afternoon. That'll be at the clubhouse over here on Hudlow Road in Union Mills. Then we got a buffet breakfast at the Gilbert School Community Center. Starts at 7 a.m., goes to 10 a.m., and that'll be Saturday the 14th. Adults, $6. Kids, 6 to 12, $3. 6 and under free. All you can eat, sausage, bacon, liver mush, gravy and biscuits, and all the trimmings. Proceeds go to help rebuild the old Gilbert School. And other than that, I don't have nothing that I know of. It's just a blue, rainy Monday morning.
Well, I hope you enjoy every minute of it.
I'm going to try my best to. I'm alive. That's the main thing.
There you go. See you tomorrow, Brenda.
Okay, have a good one. Catch you later.
Brenda Kelly reporting out of Union Mills. We're coming up this morning at a little after 8 o'clock, about 8:05. I start the first of a series of interviews with the political candidates that are subject to the primary and the May primary coming up. And the first sheriff's candidate out of the chute today is Wayne Guffey. He'll be here at 8:05 this morning to take questions about his candidacy, why he wants to be sheriff. So I hope you'll tune in and listen to that and get better acquainted with who these guys are. And we've sent out letters to all of them that are subject to the primary. We've only received word back from, looks like about 4 so far out of all the others. But we'll move on. If the others candidates choose not to accept the invitation, that'll be fine. We always have plenty of things to do around here. If they choose to accept it, we'll welcome them with open arms and give them an opportunity to get better acquainted. But Wayne Guffey will be here this morning a little after 8:05. Did you know that Rutherford County's largest pediatrics practice has 5 providers to serve the children and youth of this area? And even better, Rutherford Children's Care is welcoming new patients. With 3 physicians and 2 mid-level providers, the group is available to examine, diagnose, and treat patients from birth to age 18. Rutherford Children's Care is conveniently located at 162 Commercial Drive in Forest City, just behind Big Dave's Restaurant. To schedule an appointment, call Rutherford Children's Care at 828-287-9325. It's getting time now to start thinking about putting out those garden seeds. A great selection of garden seeds are available for your choice at Washburn Store. They also have fescue, creeping red, and regular. So if you need to go by there and pick them out, they have seed potatoes. They have onion sets. And if you don't want to get your dress clothes dirty, get you a pair of those Porter brand overalls. If they don't have your size, it'll surprise me. But if they don't have your size, they will order them. Delicious tomatoes from Florida, only $1.49 a pound. Pints and quarts of honey and molasses. You know the benefits of honey. It's always good to have some of that around, so get you some of that at Washburn Store. And plenty of candy. Always good candy there at Washburn Store. Visit them and tell your friends and neighbors to go with you when you visit Washburn Store between Boston and Sunshine on the Boston Sunshine Highway. They'll even welcome Luther Gilligan in Washburn Store anytime he wants to go. Good morning, Luther.
Good morning to you, too. It's a nice day down here.
Nice day in the neighborhood.
Sort of damp. It's going to be a good day, though.
Good.
It's quiet this morning. Nothing going on this morning. Everybody just trying to get back to work and enjoy the weekend, but sort of a dreary Monday. But, hey, get back inside won't make no difference. So, this fire department, they had 5 calls. They had 2 medical calls. They had 2 fire alarms, 1 public assist. So they're quiet this morning, not a whole lot going on with them. But when we have birthday days, Suzanne Costner's having one, and also Susan Sisk is having one, and Mary and Wayne Blackwood are having with that birthday day. So these people have a great day and enjoy their day. Jimmy, you have a great day up there. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Thanks, Luther. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you.
Take care now.
Bye-bye. It's time for birthdays and anniversaries now on the program for this Monday the 9th. If you're celebrating, it seems like a lot of folks are celebrating today. We'll put all those that are called in the drawing for the delicious Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. Call now, 287-3356.
I told my friend about Olmsted Plumbing, and boy, was she happy.
What did she have to say?
I told her to call 245-7302, and they would get right out there.
And did she say she would
I told her to ask around. Homeowners, builders, and everybody likes Olmsted. Eric and Chad Olmsted and their team understand the homeowners' needs, and I like that.
They have an inventory of replacement parts and specialized equipment and tools for any job.
I told her that, too.
Well, what was that number again?
245-7302. That's 245.
Yeah, I got it. 245-7302. Olmsted Plumbing. Southern Carpet is the home of Tarkett Flooring. What beautiful, beautiful floor covering that is. A wide range of flooring products available. This Tarkett is really something special. If you are looking for something that's both beautiful and resilient, then you'll want to know more about this Tarkett Flooring from Southern Carpet. Stop in over there. Ask them about it. You can find the perfect floor to fit your home and your budget if you're looking for something like Tarkett Flooring or beautiful carpet. They can do both. They do it well, too. They've been doing it a long time, too. That's Southern Carpet, 1512 West Main Street. And visit them on the web at southerncarpet.net.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
It's time for you to test drive the affordable, fuel-efficient Ford Fusion from Sisk Family Ford in Forest City. Family-owned Sisk Ford can put you into the car you want with a payment plan you can appreciate. If it's a truck you want, get the Ford truck that's breaking records in sales. Ask about why the sales department is being bragged on with each and every sale that they make. They love your business at Sisk Family Ford, and it shows. New and used automobiles and an award-winning service department makes Sisk Family Ford the choice for so many. Step up to Ford today. Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City.
Well, a day like this, you need a good hot cup of coffee. I'm talking about a good cup of coffee. That would be the S&D coffee from Drop-In Food Stores. Now, the Drop-In Food Stores has some very specials on for April. It's a great getting up day when you stop by Drop-In. This month's special includes April biscuit special, sausage and egg biscuits for only $1.99. That's one of the specials. Also, 2-liter Pepsi products, $1.59 or 3 for $3. If you're cooking out and need some propane, the Drop-In has it available 7 days a week. Get your delicious cup of hot S&D coffee for only 99 cents, and you'll be proud to know about it. S&D Coffee at Drop-In. Try the new flavored Sour Patch Red Berries milkshake, kiddos. All milkshakes are only $2.98. And remember, to veterans, all veterans, you get a 10% off all day, every day. That's something special Drop-In does for veterans. Drop-In Food and Major Lee's Delis are Rutherford County's veteran service-only platinum sponsors. Drop-In is your hometown convenience store since 1981. There's one close to you. Come on, drop in. The entire team at Crow's Funeral Home and Cremation Services can help you with options available. They will help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved one. During this time, it's important to turn to someone you can trust and depend on. Crow's Mortuary and Crow's Mortuary and Crematory has a long history of trust and dependability. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory. That's 286-2304. Well, did your air conditioner go out on you over the weekend? You know, it's going to be hot this week. Ellenberg's Garage can fix that for you. They do air conditioners. They can check that, get that hot weather driving more comfortable for you, air conditioner repair. Don't suffer through the summer because Ellenberg's just right up the road. They're at 110 Lowing Mill Road in the Old Gilkey School area, right across the road there. So don't suffer through the summer because your air conditioner's not doing its thing. If your car has a shaking or shimmering problem, you can take that up to Ellenberg's Garage too, because he has a beautiful state-of-the-art four-wheel alignment machine, and there's not one like it. It's one of the best, and you'll find it only at Ellenberg's Garage. Locally owned, locally run, Ellenberg's Garage. A lot of years' experience. You'll like those boys up there. Tell them I sent you up there and tell them get that car running the way you want it to run. You'll like doing business with them. That's really something to crow about. It's the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's in Spindale. Get yours today while they're fresh. They're good. They're delicious. It's Daylight Donuts. It's something to crow about. Happy birthday. Well, happy birthday to Phyllis Briscoe of Loveless Financial. Her birthday is tomorrow. She lives in Rutherfordton. Jordan Scruggs she had a birthday on a Saturday, and we want to wish her a happy birthday today. Kelly Hudson is 46 over at Rutherfordton. Is it Adeline? Adeline Kelly, 6 years old, Rutherfordton. Diane Mathis, 72 over at Rutherfordton, is retired. Sandy Klatonoff works at Chase High School, is having a birthday. Greg Wall over in Forest City celebrating. Norma McNeely is 59 over in Sunshine. And Danny Harden over in Rutherfordton also is celebrating a birthday today. And also Addison Davis, Catherine Smith, Thomas Wynn, Walter Hancock Jr., Kevin and Tara Flack's anniversary, Jim and Jackie Bridges' anniversary, Jason Stanley's having a birthday, David and Heidi Odom anniversary, Brad Ford, Kathy W. Connor, and Chase McSwain. All these folks we want to wish a happy. And we'll find out who's going to win the Daylight Donuts here in just a moment.
Pops into our lives in a brilliant burst of bright yellow every spring? You guessed right, it's the dandelions. Dandelions are pretty, pleasing to the eye in their cheerful yellow dresses. The lush green grass is such a beautiful backdrop for their colorful finery. Children love dandelions. They are tantalized by their appealing appearance. However, most adults have a totally different view of the dandy. They know them for the plague they are. Dandelions don't stay pretty and yellow for long. They become a whitish, gray fuzz ball of seeds which are widely scattered with even the tiniest whisper of a breeze. Thousands more dandelions are born, seeking their roots deep into the soil, spreading, choking out the rich green grass surrounding them, strangling the lawn until it is completely destroyed. Sin is like that. It looks appealing, innocent, simple, and uncomplicated. However, once it gets a hold of us, it reveals its true essence and proceeds to destroy us. Like the dandelion, once sin takes hold, it is difficult to eradicate. The best method of control is to not let it develop in the first place. Just as gardeners use weed killer before dandelions start to grow, so should we slam the door when we are exposed to temptation. The Bible cautions us not to give sin a foothold in our life. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
And congratulations to Diane Mathis of Rutherfordton, 72 today. She's retired. She won the Daylight Donuts from Granny B's. And coming up a little after 8 o'clock, after the ABC News, Wayne Guffey will be in to talk about his candidacy, running for sheriff of Rutherford County, right here live in the studio. Be sure to join us for that.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. It's believed Israeli warplanes struck a Syrian airbase. Reporter Martin Shulov, speaking from Beirut this morning, says this is not connected to the deadly chemical attack on civilians near Damascus, but explains why the Israelis are believed to be behind the attack on Syria's T4 airbase.
They're doing so for their own interests, and they are to stop Iran invading. It doesn't appear to have any connection to the fact that there was a chemical attack in Damascus.
With a possible trade war looming between the United States and China, North Carolina tobacco growers are worried about losing an important export market. John Weaver is one of them.
It would devastate us. 70% of what we produce is exported, so that could wreak havoc on us.
The Pentagon says the head of an ISIS splinter group has been taken out in Afghanistan. CBS News correspondent Cammie McCormick has more.
The U.S. military says an airstrike killed Qari Hikmatullah and his bodyguard on April 5th. Hikmatullah was a senior commander and the main facilitator of ISIS-K fighters into northern Afghanistan. A military statement also says the U.S. and its allies will kill any of his successors.
A crash near I-40 in Statesville has claimed the life of the Reynolds Fire Department chief. Troopers say Richard Sales of Buncombe County died when his car went down an embankment and crashed off I-40 in Statesville Sunday morning around 9:30. He was heading to a meeting in Wilmington. United Airlines will watch its first nonstop flight take off from the Wilmington International Airport today. The major airline will begin nonstop service to Chicago's O'Hare and also Washington Dulles. Julie Wisely is the airport director and tells WECT News.
We've been preparing for United's launch for several months, and the ticket counter area is full, so we have all three of the carriers. We're really excited to have United start flying on Monday.
You're listening to NCN News.
For 31 years, MerleFest, presented by Winterworld, has delivered music, moments, and memories to thousands. Join us April 26th through the 29th as some of music's greatest stars gather to perform at this annual musical homecoming. Hear Steep Canyon Rangers with special guests Steve Martin, Chris Christopherson, Jamie Johnson, The Mavericks, Bela Fleck and Abigail Washburn, Robert Earl Keen, Rihanna Giddens, Tommy Emmanuel and Jerry Douglas, Sam Bush, Mandolin Orange, and more. Visit merlefest.org today for a full lineup and tickets.
First place in election reporting, first place in editorials, another honor for news enterprise reporting. Carolina Journal earned all three awards from the North Carolina Press Association. When Carolina Journal watches government, people pay attention. Available each month as a free newspaper, every day online at carolinajournal.com. Carolina Journal, your #1 source for government news that affects you. Visit carolinajournal.com today.
An unprecedented summit between President Trump and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is looking more likely. BBC Seoul correspondent Laura Bicker has more.
This is the first time officials in Washington have acknowledged they've been given assurances directly from North Korea that Kim Jong-un is willing to discuss denuclearization. They'd heard the news secondhand from both South Korea and China. But now it's understood that officials from the US and North Korea are in regular contact. There are still no details of the leaders' summit and the location remains unclear. Denuclearization may mean different things to Pyongyang and Washington. The Trump administration wants Kim Jong-un to get rid of all of its nuclear weapons. This is perhaps something North Korea is not yet willing to do.
Southern Pines police are investigating a death after a woman was found dead in a car in the woods at the end of a residential street on Sunday. Officials have not released the woman's identity or the cause of death. Each Facebook user will get word today on whether or not their personal information ended up in the political hands of Cambridge Analytica. Over to CBS's Vicki Barker.
Facebook says all users will be given more control over how apps use their data, and those millions whose data has been harvested for political ends will also be notified of that fact. Ian Scher of CNET via Skype calls it a start.
Facebook really needs to figure out how to get on top of this and how to convince us all that they care. They truly care about making this better. It's becoming a harder and harder job every day.
Scher notes it's no coincidence Facebook has moved to tighten user privacy one day before founder Mark Zuckerberg begins 2 days of congressional testimony. Vicki Barker, CBS News.
A collection of 4 rare star rubies found near Asheville has made it to a New York auction house, and it's expected they could be worth more than $90 million. They were discovered outside of Asheville in 1990.
Get your message to the thousands. Call the WCAB Sales Department today at 287-3356.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. New accusations after someone fired several missiles at an airbase in Syria. ABC News Chief Global Affairs Correspondent Martha Raddatz.
A watchdog group reporting 14 were killed in a missile attack on a Syrian airbase. Pentagon officials say the U.S. is not conducting airstrikes in Syria. Russia and Syria claiming Israel is responsible for the strike.
All this coming after President Trump tweeted about what he calls a, quote, mindless chemical attack by Syrian forces. ABC's Patrick Reevell in Moscow says Russia is pushing back.
Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has now claimed that Russian military specialists have found no trace of any chemical attack in the rebel-held enclave Duma. Speaking at a news conference, Lavrov alleged the attack was in fact a staged provocation by rebels. Videos published by rescue workers in Duma, though, shows piles of bodies slumped in homes, some foaming at the mouth.
After millions of Facebook users had their information scraped by Cambridge Analytica, ABC News Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis says alerts are going out today.
Those who have been impacted are going to see that longer message that will alert those 87 million people who might have been impacted by this Cambridge Analytica scandal. And then on the left, that's what everyone else will see at the top of their news feed. This is something that will allow you to see every app that you've ever given permission to, and you can follow the link there. It'll allow you to delete those apps if you no longer want them to access your information.
More teacher walkouts in Oklahoma today as lawmakers look for ways to send more money to schools.
The Oklahoma legislature last week approved a rollback of the $5 hotel-motel tax. Educators want it reinstated as a way to help fund classroom needs and a teacher pay hike. Some lawmakers have proposed caps on tax credits that are given to the wind energy industry as a revenue raiser in the nation's second-largest wind farm state.
ABC's Jim Ryan. This is day 6 of the Oklahoma teacher protests. Opening statements expected this morning in the sexual assault retrial of Bill Cosby. This is ABC News.
Hey, my name's Brant. You ever make a change and then wonder, why didn't I do this a long time ago? That's what's happening for thousands of people with regard to their health care. They're joining Medishare, and then they're wondering, why didn't I already do this? For most members, it costs less than half what they were paying for their old health plan. There's a huge provider network, too. You can customize your plan, and this is awesome, Medishare members can go online with a doctor 24/7. So if you need a prescription for the flu or something, it's so convenient for you and your family. So yeah, this is one of those why did I wait on this things. And if you don't love your current health plan, you're not stuck with it. You can join Medishare anytime. By the way, to give you an idea, the typical savings for a family, about $500 a month. It just makes so much sense. Check it out. They're super easy to talk to. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
The search continues for a 23-year-old who posted a graphic confession to a murder on Facebook. Stan Allen, the assistant police chief in Eastridge, Tennessee, says Casey Lawhorn also called police.
When he called in, talked to our dispatchers for some time, identified himself, told them that he had committed the crime.
Lawhorn describes the Facebook post and how he shot and killed his mother and a friend. The car has been found hundreds of miles away in Mississippi. In Canada, a vigil for the 15 people killed when a bus carrying a youth hockey team was hit by a truck.
The Humboldt Broncos' home arena was overflowing with mourners, including Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Pastor Clint Magnus leading the prayers.
We thank you for the outpouring of support from communities across this land, which help us to see that we all feel this loss.
A ring of flowers was placed at center ice, and more flowers and pictures of the 15 people who died lined the front of the stage. Among the victims, 10 young players and their head coach. Mona Rivera, ABC News.
Police in Toronto are looking for a rock thief. Someone stole a rock inscribed by Yoko Ono, but it was a costly rock from an exhibit at a Gardner Museum. Police say the theft was pretty easy. Ono designed the exhibit to be interactive. The rock has the inscription, "Love Yourself" on it, and they say it's worth about $17,000. This is ABC News.
A good night's sleep starts with the right pillow. That's where MyPillow comes in, and we're excited to announce the new 4-pack special. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the 4-pack special tab, and save 50% off the 4-pack, which includes 2 MyPillow premiums and 2 Go Anywhere pillows. Use promo code SKY at checkout or call 1-800-635-1825. That's 1-800-635-1825. Or go to MyPillow.com, click the 4-pack special tab, and use promo code SKY at checkout.
All aboard. Now is the time you stopped in to Jesse James Railroad Express. Jesse will cook you up the most delicious burger, club sandwich, hot dog, fresh salad, taco salad, or chicken and tuna plate. Also offering a terrific breakfast with made-to-order fresh ingredients just for you. They're open Monday through Saturdays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Call them at 447-4644. And Jesse is now serving delicious milkshakes made with hand-dipped ice creams and many flavors. Jesse James Railroad Express, Railroad Avenue, Rutherford. And mention this ad and get a regular hot dog with mustard, chili, and onions for only 99 cents. Mondays only.
We'll start the week mostly cloudy to cloudy early on today and maybe turn partly sunny in places in the afternoon. It'll be chilly and we'll have a small chance of some sprinkles or patchy light rain mostly in the morning. Highs today will reach about 50 to 56. Tonight will be variably cloudy in the evening. Clouds decreasing later on with lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. Looks like Tuesday we'll have more sun than clouds. We'll be turning warmer tomorrow in spite of a northerly breeze. Highs about 60 to 65. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
We may get a little more summer-like weather this week. It's going to be warming up to about 79 by Friday, 75 Thursday, 79 Friday, and 77 on Saturday. But rain's coming back Saturday and Sunday. But after today, tonight, we should be getting pretty good weather. It's raining out there right now, lightly, and then clearing out here by tonight. Partly cloudy tonight with lows around 42. And again, right now, 42 degrees and cloudy and light rain falling. You were in the foothills. My interview coming up in just a moment with Wayne Guffey right after these words.
Hello, this is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. Are you on disability? Or maybe you're on Medicare? Or maybe both? Come see me, Dwayne Hunt at Insurance Service Associates, about a Medicare Advantage product brought to you by Humana. Please give me a call, 245-5301 at Insurance Service Associates, 127 East Trade Street, Forest City.
Rutherford Regional Health System now features its walk-in services at Forest City Family Care at 212 Allendale Drive, Forest City, just behind the Tri-City Mall. Those needing walk-in care enjoy the same great services, but now at the new location. They continue to operate Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. The scope of services remain unchanged for the walk-in patients. When you don't have an appointment but need to be seen quickly, we hope you'll choose the walk-in services now located at the rear entrance of Forest City Family Care. Good morning, it's 8:07 here on this Monday morning at WCAB. We're starting today our series of interviews with the candidates that are subject to the Republican primary coming up. The sheriff's candidates are Wayne Guff is here first, then we moving Thursday will be Rick Henson. He's running for school board, and we've invited all the candidates to come and be a part of this forum, individually one at a time, and as they agree to do that, we'll have them scheduled at their appropriate time to come. Get you better acquainted with who they are. These are not set up to be gotcha questions, but give you an opportunity to learn more about who the candidates are and make your choices based on your information on what they are looking for in terms of their candidacy should they win. And Wayne Guffey is here in the studio with me this morning. Wayne, good morning.
Good morning.
Glad to have you with us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, let me get better acquainted with you. Let the folks get better acquainted with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Obviously, my name's Wayne Guffey. I was born and raised in Golden Valley. Started a law enforcement career in the last of 1986 and retired in 2006, or 16, excuse me, with 30 years of experience.
When did you decide that you wanted to run for sheriff?
In May of 2016.
What caused that decision?
I got some calls from an ex-judge and some attorneys that were still here in the county and told me if I'm going to do it, I need to do it now. And I prayed about it, and it's not a job, it's a calling. And it's a very simple, I'm doing it because I care about the people in this county. And they deserve to have a sheriff that they can see and talk to every day. Every day. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be a working sheriff, and I'm going to work for the people in this county.
What specific skills do you feel you would bring into this position?
Well, Jim, I've done it for 30 years. So I've been a lieutenant over the road patrol. I've been an investigator for 7 years. I worked narcotics. I was the CERT team commander for 3 years after P.J. Byers retired. So I know what has to be done to fix this county. You got to work every day for the people.
What makes you a better candidate than the other candidates running, including the Republicans and the Democratic candidate?
You're going to see me out. You're going to see me as a working sheriff.
What should the sheriff's office do to assure parents, teachers, and students that our schools are going to be safe from hostility?
You can't assure that. There's no way you can assure that. You can't promise anybody that. And what you have to have is a plan in place that's going to protect those children. It'd be great if we had school resources in every county school that we have. That's impossible as far as budget-wise. But you do have to have a team in place if you do have a shooter that's prepared to go in a building and go to the shooter himself.
How do you feel about teachers being armed?
I don't agree with it. Don't agree with it.
You do not agree with teachers being armed?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this question. What separates you from the current sheriff in terms of ability and professionalism?
It's simple, Jim. My career speaks for itself. I'll be a sheriff that's going to make a decision. Period.
Okay. You want to elaborate on that, or is that?
Well, no, I'm not saying anything bad about no one, but I will make a decision when it's got to be made, and I'll step to the plate when you got to step to the plate. That's what a sheriff should do.
What would you do differently if elected in your first 30 days?
I'm going to put people to work. I'm going to hold their feet to the fire. It's time that their feet be held to the fire. We got a great sheriff's department. The people there, the guys and women there work hard every day. But they need a leader, and I'm a leader. Always have been. When you're a leader and you step out and you let your men and women see that you're doing the job that they're going to do too, that's what needs to be done. If you got a problem, you want to speak to the sheriff, he needs to talk to the people. And if you got a problem with my department, I'll come sit on your front porch with you and listen to what you got to say. I'm not going to hide from you.
What new program would you implement in the sheriff's department?
As far as programs, there's none to implement right now. You've already got our OK program. You've got that. You've got the SROs. I'm going to put people to work. There's nothing you can implement, especially when it comes to budget. You know, our county used to be one of the best counties around here. I want to bring back the respect and the confidence that the people once had in our sheriff's office, and I can do that because I'm hands-on.
Hypothetically, should you not win, and the current sheriff wins re-election, and he offered you a job, would you take it?
No, I would not.
If one of the other candidates won and offered you a job, would you take it?
No, I would not.
Why do you think the compass has turned and it's the Republican Party having a sheriff's primary instead of the Democrats? Used to be the other way. Used to be a lot of Democrats running for sheriff.
There's more Republicans in the county now than there are Democrats. And you've got the Democrat Party doesn't have a candidate as far as that's actually been in law enforcement.
What have you learned about campaigning? This is your first time to campaign, right?
Yes, sir.
What have you learned about campaigning that has surprised you?
You find out who your friends are. You find out who your true friends are. I go door to door every day, and that's what it takes. And I want to let the people see me, and they're going to see me. And like I said, it's very simple, Jim. I'm retired. I've been retired for 2 years. And people ask me, Wayne, why are you doing this? And like I said, it's a very simple answer. It's because I care about the people. I know what it takes to make them safe in this county.
At this point, it's a little bit early probably in your campaign, but would you do anything different in starting your campaign if you did it all over again than you're doing now?
No, sir, I would not. I said I'd go door to door, and that's what a sheriff should do, is go door to door. And like I said, if I'm elected and you got a problem in your community, I'll come and sit down and talk to you and find out what we can do better to make that problem go away. Just like drugs, there's no reason as a citizen in this county that if you got a drug dealer lives across the road from you or next door to you, you know law enforcement's got to know about it. So my question is this: why ain't nothing being done? I used to go to your house. If you was a drug dealer, I'd park in your driveway. All you can do is run me off. But as long as I'm sitting there, you're not selling drugs, and if you had any, you got rid of it. It's leadership. You've got to show these men and women how to do their job and be a leader for them. And I'm going to do that.
What can be done to remedy the drug situation other than parking in their driveway? And what's the answer to the drugs?
You start watching them. You go house to house. You can't get them all, and I can't fix everything overnight. Lord knows I'd love to. You got a drug dealer? We used to go, we'd walk a mile, 2 miles through the woods and lay in the grass and lay in the weeds and the woods and watch his house. It might take 2 or 3 days. It might take 2 or 3 nights. But we'd lay there, and we'd have to actually go back out and have someone drop our food off for us so we'd go back in. You got to watch them. And when you get your proof and you get your evidence, you get your search warrant, and you do your job.
Do we have enough deputies on the road now?
No, we do not. We do not.
How many do we need?
We need at least 2 to 3 more per shift. And I know there again, budget-wise, when I was a lieutenant, I'd ask for men every year. And I was a lieutenant over the road for 7 years. But our county does not have the funds to do that. And it's sad. It's sad.
Wayne, we always give the candidate the last word before we close out the interview, so this is your time to tell to our audience things we haven't discussed, something you'd like them to know more about you, so take it away.
Give me a chance. And if you don't like what I do in 4 years, you can vote me out. But I can assure you that you're going to see that Wayne Duffy is going to be a working sheriff for all the people, not just a few. And it's working drugs, and I've done that. I'm not going to wait to an election year to do a roundup. Why don't you do them periodically throughout the year? That's what I'm going to do. That's what you got to do. You can't, if you don't, the drug problem is just going to get worse. And it's the worst I've ever seen it. And I've done this for 30 years. And I work narcotics. I know what has to be done.
Is there a way people can get in touch with you if they want to?
Yeah, they can call me anytime. My number is 828-748-2568. And I'll answer any questions and concerns that the citizens may have in this county.
Has there been, or do you anticipate any mudslinging going on with this sheriff's race?
It shouldn't be. I'm not going to sling none. You know, it's evident that some have already said things that I've said, but I haven't. But I've been through politics and through elections since 1993, and I've seen it come and I've seen it go. And like I said, I'll be a sheriff that's going to make a decision for the people, the right decision for the people.
Anything else?
No, sir.
It's Wayne Duffy. He's a Republican candidate for sheriff and subject to the primary, which is coming up in May. And he certainly opened up the, started out this morning. He's the first one out of the gate. We appreciate him being willing to step up to the plate first to be the first candidate. We'll have the other sheriff's candidates will be later on. Then we got the school board candidate starting in on Thursday. and we'll have some of those, and we'll have the DA's candidates and sheriff's candidates that are also running in the subject of the primary. Once the primary is over with, it narrows down. Of course, they will do them again with those of the two parties, Republican and Democrat, in the party for the general election. But Wayne, thanks so much for your time today.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for having me.
You're quite welcome. I'll be back in just a few moments.
It's time to recognize the administrative assistants in your office, and we can help you do that. Just send us the name of your administrative assistant, and we'll do the rest. Send her name on your company letterhead via fax to WCAB at 828-287-7182, or email it to us at WCAB@nctv.com. We'll have a drawing on April the 25th on the morning show, and the selected 10 will be invited to go to lunch with Jim at Don's Italian Restaurant on Friday, April the 27th. We'll supply a good meal, give away some prizes, give them the recognition on your behalf, and have them back to work in no time. So get your nomination in today. The name of the administrative assistant on your company letterhead, fax to 828-287-7182, or email to WCAB@nctv.com. The name of the company they work for, or you can bring it to us here at 191 Whiteside Road in Rutherfordton. Come on, boss. She's counting on you.
Reaching 10 counties from the county seat of Rutherford. This is the Mighty 590 WCAB, Rutherfordton.
Here again, it's 8:21 here on WCAB. Cloudy and rainy out here this morning, and we are at 42 degrees. And our sheriff's report this morning was given by Officer Bailey, and he's here on tape right now to give us that reverb again. Officer Bailey?
In the last 48 hours, the sheriff's office has responded to 251 calls for service. There have been 20 arrests made, and the jail is currently housing 169 inmates. For incident reports, Gilbert General Store reported a damage to property. Robbie Green of Mooresboro reported a breaking and entering and a larceny after breaking and entering. Items taken were a brown wallet and an unknown amount of currency. Jonathan Teague of Rutherford reported a misdemeanor larceny. There was some U.S. currency taken. Alan Smith of Lake Lure reported a felony larceny. There was 4 sets of scaffolding taken. And for arrest reports, Larry Fowler Jr. was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $1,500 secured bond. Terry Mask of New York was charged with felony probation violation, received a $20,000 secured bond. Alan Farrell of Shelby was charged with driver while license revoked and resisting public officer, received a $2,000 secured bond. Melinda Stevens of Ellenboro was charged with 2 counts of assault and battery, received a written promise to appear. Robin Bailey of Forest City was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $3,000 secured bond. Daniel Franklin of Forest City was charged with speed to elude arrest, possession of firearm by felon, and carrying concealed weapon, received a $36,500 secured bond. Bobby Gilbert of Rutherford was charged with failure to appear on a misdemeanor, received a $1,500 secured bond. Tyler Bailey of Rutherford was charged with communicating threats and received a written promise to appear. And Baxter Dobbins of Rutherford was charged with assault on a female and has not yet received a bond, received a 48-hour hold. And that's all I have this morning.
Thanks, Officer Bailey. Now, coming up on Thursday, Rick Henson, who is a Republican candidate for school board, scheduled to be my guest here in the Blue Room to talk about his candidacy, why he wants to be on the school board. So we'll have that one on Thursday morning right here live in the Blue Room. And coming up on April the 13th, Friday the 13th, we're going to be broadcasting live from Jay's Discount Grocery over in Forest City. It's Customer Appreciation Day. Live broadcast over there beginning at 10 a.m. and all-day giveaways. Buy one, get one free. There'll be free hot dogs and drinks for lunch. Join us for that as we broadcast live on Friday from Jay's Discount Grocery.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach. Patrick Reed closed with a 1-under-71 in the fourth round of the Masters from Augusta, Georgia, to finish 15 under for the weekend and put on his first green jacket as he won his first major championship at the Masters. He finished one shot ahead of Ricky Fowler and two better than Jordan Spieth, who they both made for an interesting Sunday for Patrick Reed, who coasted his first three rounds.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be tough. Anytime trying to just close off a golf tournament is really hard, but to close off your first major and to do it at a place that's so close to me, it's where I went to college.
Reed entered the final round with a three-stroke lead, while Fowler made it interesting as he birdied 6 of his final 11 to card in at a 67 in round 4.
I'm definitely happy with the week, but at the same time, not happy that we finished second. This is a step in the right direction, though.
On the pro court, the Indiana Pacers beat the Hornets 123-117 to keep alive their slim hopes of winning the NBA's Central Division title. The Hornets, meanwhile, announced they've hired Mitch Kupchak to be the GM and president of basketball operations. In a statement put out last night, owner Michael Jordan called his fellow former North Carolina Tar Heel, Kupchak, a proven winner. He's got 10 titles, including 7 at the executive level. Proven three-point shooter Gary Trent Jr. announced he's leaving Duke after one season to join the NBA. He's entering the draft. Trent, whose 97 threes were a program record for freshmen at Duke, became the third Blue Devil freshman to enter this year's draft. That after Marvin Bagley III and Trayvon Duval declared. Kyle Busch won his third career race at Texas Motor Speedway and gave Joe Gibbs Racing its first victory of the season. He held off Kevin Harvick, who led 87 laps of the O'Reilly Auto Parts 500 before several pit issues had him actually down a lap at one point.
We had a pathetic day on pit road and 2 days on pit road because of pit guns.
Busch stayed ahead of Harvick the final 24 laps after a restart to take the checkered flag at Fort Worth. This is NCN Sports.
How can we meet the aspirations of 10 million North Carolinians? At the University of North Carolina system, we do it by harnessing the strength of 17 transformative institutions working towards a unified goal, prosperity for all. Today, the system is united as never before. 17 institutions, individually remarkable and collectively extraordinary. The challenges of tomorrow are too complex and the needs too urgent for any institution to tackle alone. With our new logo and identity, we commemorate our deep connection with the spirit and history of North Carolina and celebrate our focus on empowering students, driving innovation, and sustaining communities. This is our mission and our promise. This is the University of North Carolina system.
Family, friends, and fans of former North Carolina play-by-play man Woody Durham gathered Sunday for a celebration of his life at Carmichael Arena in Chapel Hill. ACC Commissioner John Swofford was there Sunday and said Durham will be remembered as a consummate professional who loved his job and did it well.
He was so distinctive and he did it for so long and did it so well for so long. And that's what great ones at anything do. They stand the test of time.
Woody's son, Wes Durham, a play-by-play man himself, talked about his father's legacy and what it meant to fans.
I received a note on social media from a young lady who told me that her birth was announced, her birthday was announced, and her wedding was announced in the course of my dad's time at Carolina. So that really kind of touched me.
The voice of the Heels for 4 decades, Durham died March 7th. He was 76. Josh Zach, NCN Sports. We'll see mostly cloudy skies overall today, although there may be some pockets where we turn partly sunny in the afternoon. It'll be chilly. We'll have a chance of some hit and miss, sprinkles and areas of light rain, mostly in the morning. Highs today will reach about 50 to 56. Tonight, variably cloudy in the evening. Later tonight, some clearing with a light north and northwest wind and lows in the upper 30s to low 40s. Should see partly to mostly sunny skies Tuesday. We'll turn warmer with highs about 60 to 65. I'm Mike Moss in the Weather Center.
Light rain falling and 42 degrees. Cloudy skies. It should be warming up only to about 53 today, with the rain continuing off and on throughout today. Today, partly cloudy tonight, partly cloudy tomorrow. It looks like the rain's gone for a period of time after today and comes back again next Saturday. Boy, this week's going to be beautiful. About 75 on Thursday for the high, 79 on Friday, and then Saturday, 77, but a 20% chance of isolated showers. And again, it's another fantastic Monday Another great Get Done morning here in the foothills. It's 8:30. This is WCAB Rutherfordton. Welcome to the Word of Faith Responds. This series of programs will address the issues concerning the negative news reports. This program is paid for by Word of Faith, and the views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the management and staff of WCAB. Now here is Word of Faith Responds.
Good morning on Monday morning to Word of Faith Speaks Out and Word of Faith Responds.
Get the first weather forecast every morning.
We've been coming to you in the past weeks and sharing a truth about our church. And it's been such a wonderful blessing for the comments we've gotten and the reports we've gotten back for the programs that have touched people's hearts, and they've seen the truth that we've been trying to go to the airways and portray on the Word of Faith Speaks Out. Today, you're going to be shocked at what we're going to talk about. For the next few weeks and the previous weeks, we've shared with you about a very real conspiracy that's been against our church to try and close our church doors. It's hard to believe it's taken place in the 21st century. Many of our earlier radio programs discussed this conspiracy, and we also shared with you the truth about our church and dispelled the lies that have been told about us. We're going to pick back up with this for the next programs because there was a meeting Saturday in Spindale, and there were several of our church members there to hear what was spoken against our church. It was evident and obvious this was a part of a conspiracy that has been against our church by former members of our church. A conspiracy is defined by telling lies, distorting the truth, and then demonizing people to make them look like they're something they're not, attacking people, attacking individuals of an organization to demonize them. And then thirdly, they create an us and them within the community. And that has been the attempt of this group, is to create an us and them against the Word of Faith Fellowship. This was a public forum by these people who are conspiring against our church. Today, two young men are here with me who were at the meeting on Saturday, and they would like to tell you the truth about what is really happening with this conspiracy. Justin was on our program with his wife recently. He's been in our church for 32 years. He grew up in our church and our Christian school. He has 2 children. And Christian has been in our church for 26 years. He also went to our Christian school. He's married and has 2 children as well. They want to share with you today what they saw at the meeting in Spindale and tell you the truth about what they saw. Justin?
Thank you, Carol. Thank you, everyone, for listening. It's a pleasure to be here. And I have to say, Carol, Jim, everybody listening, that what I heard on Saturday is appalling. I knew that things were being said, but I wanted to hear it from my own ears, see it with my own eyes. The people that I grew up with, most of them around my age, a little younger, that I knew for 20 years, 17 years, that they said they were there. And I'm seeing 2 versions of them. I saw a version that I knew when they were here, and I'm seeing a different version now. And, you know, they claim they're survivors of this alleged abuse that never happened. Okay? Well, you know what? I'm a survivor of something else. Mark has come on this program before and talked about why we have security at our church. And obviously, if you follow the news, there has been a lot of church shootings in the recent years, and we're very aware of that. Obviously, with the threats that we have had, we do have security at our church to protect our people from violence. One night, I was volunteering. This is a few months ago. This is last year when all the AP articles were coming out. I was at our church in the front near Oakland Road, just making sure no one would do anything serious to our property. And a truck drove by, and this was at night, and shot a gun. So I'm a survivor of hate. We are survivors of hate. And, you know, Nancy Barnett was at that meeting, and I'm going to call her out on something. She said, we have rights in this country. Yes, we do. And as a parent, I have a right to go to the church of my choice and not feel like someone's going to come in and shoot up the place because of the verbiage that was used in these forums and in these events and on Facebook. And I'm going to mention a few of the words that were used in this meeting so people can understand what this really is. Benjamin Cooper, one of the people in the center of this, made the statement that what goes on in our church is what goes on in communist concentration camps. People, communist concentration camps, that goes on. He says that goes on in our church. He used the word sadistic twice. Just so you know, here's what sadistic is. I looked it up last night. Synonyms: cruel, barbarous, vicious, brutal, callous, cold-blooded, inhuman, ruthless, heartless. That is what is being described about my church that I have attended for 32 years. And I want everyone to understand that this, no doubt, is a conspiracy. These words incite hate. It could incite some yahoo to go along with these words and do something violent to me, to my family, to the people I love. And it's alarming. And I will call these people into account for what they have said. I'm not going anywhere. I don't plan to attend a different church, and I'm not going to be bullied and told the way I believe is this way, because it's not. The people that I grew up with, my pastors, Sam and Jane Willie, are not this way. They never have been this way, and they're the people I trust. And I can't keep silent. I cannot keep silent. Christian, would you like to say a few words?
Yes, Justin. Thank you, Rutherford County, for tuning in this morning. It's a pleasure to be with you. I, too, was at this meeting, and I was also alarmed. I grew up with the Cooper family. Before we came to Word of Faith, we grew up as young children together. We did everything together. I knew this family and know this family firsthand. The things I heard and the things I saw were also troubling and appalling to me. Micah, Benjamin's wife, started off the meeting by defining us as under high characteristics of a cult. Where she got her definition, I'm not for sure. What accreditation those definitions have, I do not know. But what I do know is our church and the church family that I'm associated with and who I've grown up with and that I've lived with are anything but what she described. One terminology she used in the meeting was this love bombing. And I want to touch on that briefly. She tried to fit our organization, our church, into a organization of cultish activity. Tried to mold us into this hierarchy, this elitist group, reclusive group. And she started off by using this term love bombing. Now, love bombing, according to her definition, was an overwhelming spilling of benevolence, affection, things, material things. The way I took it was to buy you. That they use this love and this affection to buy you. Because one thing that this group, Micah, Benjamin, the ones that were there, say is our pastors breed on weak-minded, weak individuals. We are targeted in that way, which is not true. We all come from different walks of life. But one thing that we are taught at our church is the love of God. When I came to the church as a young adult, I needed that love. I came from a broken family. Love is what I needed, and love is what I need still today. And you will know, according to the scriptures, that love is the #1 characteristic of a Christian. If you believe in Christ and you are a born-again child of God, you love everybody. And that's what's taught from day one. It's still being taught today in our church. Love. It's not a one-time thing. It's not a thing that is used to buy us to believe a doctrine. We're not indoctrinated after we get all of these things. We're not bought off. I make the decision every day to stay where I am and to serve God the way I choose. It's not according to a doctrine of a group. Another thing that I'd like to point out that she brought up in the meeting is this: all cult groups have a hierarchy, a monarch, an elitist that they worship. That is not true about our group. She says that Jane Whaley is this supreme being. I want to touch on this a little bit because she brought up this terminology that we refer to Jane. Everybody has to. It's required that we refer to Jane Whaley and Sam Whaley as Mom and Dad, Papa Sam, Grandma Jane, Grandmother. It's a requirement. I want to give you a brief history on where that terminology came from, how it was even introduced. When I first came to the church in 92, 93, I grew up in a very respectful home. I was taught that everybody that is older than me is a Mrs. or a Mr., and so I was very, very polite. Jane and Sam both let me know right off that I'm Jane, this is Sam. I was a little confused because Mr. and Mrs. was, how I was raised. But Jane wanted to be called Jane, so I respected that. And she was Jane to me. She wasn't Pastor Jane, she was Jane. But as I said previously, that I grew up with the Cooper family, we did everything together. And me and Jeff, the oldest child in the Cooper family, were best friends. We did everything together, and we spent a lot of time with Jane and Sam Whaley. And Jeff Cooper is actually the one that introduced this mom term for Jane. She wasn't for sure about it, but Jeff really felt that she was like that to him. She was a mother. I felt the same way at that time. She now has since become Mimi Great to my children. You've got to understand, children, they grow up feeling affection. Their hearts are open to anybody. My children, as they grew up, anytime they saw anybody that was older or had gray hair, it was, there's a grandpa, there's a Mimi, there's a mama. Yeah. That's the way they associated it. And Jane and Sam, they felt like they were their grandparents. So Grandma Jane fit. Mimi Great is what my children refer to her as. It's a term of endearment. It's a term of affection. She filled that void in my life. Now, my biological mother is still in the church, and we are extremely close. And by no means has Jane ever replaced that responsibility of my mother and what my mother means to me. My mother will always be my mom. And she has that special place in my heart. But Jane also fills that place as well as an instructor, as a person that I can go to. I trust her, as I do other ministers in the church. So I wanted to make that very clear, that she is not a supreme leader. She is not an elitist. We do not worship her. She is not, as Micah put out, a.k.a. God. We don't go to her worshiping her as the supreme being. We are taught that Jesus Christ is our Savior. God is the Almighty, and we worship Him. And that is how I have been raised. I wanted to make that very clear.
Yeah, and Christian, I want to add to this. Micah made this statement that children were bringing parents to Jane for correction and all this other stuff, and that she was superimposing over the parents' authority. Let me tell you something. My children are my children, and Jane has always taught that God's intention and His plan was that the children are under the parents, the father is the head of the house, and then there's God. That's the order that grandmother, Jane, we call her grandmother. I like to call her grandmother. I call her Jane. I call her whatever I want to. That's what we call. That's what she has taught. So it's not true what Micah is saying. It is not. It's the furthest from the truth. My children have never done that, and they're not taught to do that. They're taught to respect their parents and to obey their parents, and that's what they do.
The other thing that was disturbing to me and brought out in the meeting, they claim that we are this abusive organization. We're a church. You know, we're a believing body. But as I began listening to their testimony and how they shared their life here when they were here in the church, like Justin stated previously, we grew up with them. We were in school with them. We went to school with them. We went on functions with them. We did a lot of things with the group of people that were at this meeting on Saturday. And I find it disturbing that they come out now and say that this was an abusive environment when, after Micah and Benjamin, Jeff and Natalie left the church, they still sent their children back to the church. And that puzzles me. If it was so abusive, why did you send your children back to our church if it was this evil place? I don't understand that. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's confusing. The other thing that was really brought to our attention in this meeting was this level of success that we've shared. I've listened to previous radio programs that we've had, and we've shared, you know, about our children in our Christian school. You know, my daughter's 10. She's in the 5th grade. When I was 10, I was not in the 5th grade. I was homeschooled, but I was behind. My daughter and my son have a spirit of excellence that they are taught. The thing that puzzled me and Justin, because we spoke about this later, is that Benjamin, Micah, Jamie Anderson, a lot of the speakers at this meeting, besides Nancy Burnett, went to our Christian school, graduated from our Christian school with honors, went to college while they were still members of our church, graduated from college with honors, some in the top percentage of their class, became attorneys while they were still at our church. But yet, we were so abusive. It doesn't make any sense to me how they can say that this was such an abusive environment while they were children in our church, but yet excelled in so many ways. And they claimed that when they left our church, they had to give up jobs, give up cars, give up houses, wandered around, had nobody to go to. That's the farthest thing from the truth. Mike and Benjamin were very successful. He owned a business. He was an attorney. They left the church very successful. And their success came while they were still members of our church. Christina Bryant said that she left in this manner. She was a nurse, became a nurse while she was still a member of our church. It was the farthest thing from the truth, but yet disturbing to me that they can spread this propaganda and these lies on Facebook. And as I see the comments on Facebook and how many people they've been able to reach and convince that this is truth, when it's the farthest thing from the truth. It was very evident and very obvious to me that this conspiracy is very strong. At the meeting, it was very evident that there was 3 different groups. Nancy Burnett and Jenna are one group, very strongly against our local officials, our departments, of which we are constituents. We are constituents to their service. We have that right as well as everybody else in the county. It was very evident that in this meeting, Nancy was against our elected officials, our political figures that have chosen to take on that responsibility to represent this county. You have John Huddle, who orchestrates a different part of this group. And then you have Benjamin and Micah, evident and obvious from the meeting. They are the leaders of this conspiracy.
Yeah, I mean, it's really appalling. I mean, like I said, I'm not really sure which version of these people. I mean, they're calling into question 20 years of their life that they played were fake, and now all of a sudden they want us to believe that they're real now, and they found the real them. I really call everybody into account that is listening to really call into question the character of these people right now. This is not the people we grew up with. This is not the people we grew up with. I had a conversation with a man that I was doing business with in another county, and I asked him, I said, do you do any business in Rutherford County? He said, "Oh yeah, I have, and one of the times I did do it, it was the worst business decision I ever made, and it was with Benjamin Cooper." This man doesn't even go to my church, doesn't even go to the Word of Faith. And he talked about how Benjamin Cooper, he mentioned how dishonest he was. How, I mean, we're talking about dealing with money and how lazy he was and all these things. And this is obviously after he had left the church and was doing this stuff. This man is talking from outside the church about the character of this man, and yet this man told me, he said, "I was so naive to believing Benjamin Cooper. And now I will never deal with him ever again. I will never do business with him ever again." And yet he is so believable because he talks very well. He talks very smooth. But he's not. He's not. It's not the real him. You have anything else to say?
One other thing I'd like to bring out that was brought up in the meeting was, quote unquote, the way that we get married. And Benjamin and Micah, the question was posed as, are our marriages prearranged? Benjamin took on that answer and sat there and gave his rendition of how we become married. Now, me and Justin are both married. Justin's happily married. We're really good friends. I'm extremely happily married to a precious young lady. We've been married for 14 years. We have 2 beautiful children, as was stated earlier. And I was very, very confused as to the way Benjamin laid this out. Now, Benjamin and Micah went to our church. They were married in our church. But yet, he affirmed that his marriage was prearranged and he was made to marry Micah. He said that in the meeting. Mm-hmm. The words came out of his mouth. That's the way we got married. And my question is, me and my wife have an unconditional love for each other. We love each other way beyond what I ever thought. And each day, it gets better and better. But here's Benjamin and Micah sitting in a meeting describing this prearranged marriage, that our relationships are consecrated by Jane Whaley and her daughter Robin. Farthest thing from the truth. But I wonder, my question was, if indeed their marriage was prearranged, what keeps you together? I mean, what is your binding factor in your relationship? You've been gone from the church for so many years, but yet you're still married. If indeed it was prearranged by man, which we know it was not. We know the truth. We were there.
We were there. It was a beautiful wedding. It even happened in the snow. They had a beautiful picture in the snow if they're willing to show it to everybody. It looked really happy. It looked pretty romantic to me. I'm just like, how would Mike? I want to know how Micah feels. Benjamin put in this rendition that I was pretty much forced to marry her. Where are they coming from? I want to know where they're coming from. Really, they've been out of the church they've left the church, 2014? Okay, so we're going on 4 years now. I don't understand that. It just perplexes me. And then John David comes in behind that and says, well, no, not all marriages actually happen that way. And he kind of double-talked what they just said. So what's their point? Is it that what's their point? We really want to know, what is their point? I really don't. Anything else you want to say on that, Christian?
And for all the listeners, on our website, we have their testimony from their wedding, and you can see for yourselves the joy that both of them expressed, the love that both of them expressed the day that they got married. And you can see for yourselves that what he said at this meeting is the farthest thing from the truth, because you cannot make up the feelings that both of them shared the day they got married. I was there. I was in their wedding. I've known this family. It was true love that they had. But yet this is the way they are trying to portray our group and trying to convince so many people, some of you that are listening, that we are this radical, weird group of people. And a lot of you listening, I'm sure, know us. You've seen us out. You know us personally. You know this is not true. So, we just want to express, the appalling things that have, as Justin said, incited hate. The questioning and fear that I have to bring my children out in the community, fearing that something bad could happen. When Rutherford County, this is small town friendly. And it's this propaganda that's being put out about us is alarming.
You know, Benjamin, going back to Benjamin, he said this is like what happens in a communist concentration camp. Well, that's referencing to some extent what happened to the Jews in the Holocaust. And I told somebody in the media, they asked me why I was there, and I said, I almost feel like a Jew that's being targeted by the Nazis. That's the way I feel. And I've got to stand up. I can't be silent for what I believe to be true, for the way I want to believe, and I have every right in this country to believe that. I believe we'll have more in the coming programs to explain more of why, to go down and peel apart what they said in greater detail. And Carol, I think we'll leave it with you.
Well, what you've been listening to, there is no doubt about it, that the conduct that they saw on Saturday fits the definition of a conspiracy. Again, it's a group of people who band together to cause harm to someone or a group of people. We're going to continue in this series on the conspiracy against our church for the next programs to bring you the truth about what is being said and the lies, and bring you truth about what is said against us. Remember, the characteristics of a conspiracy is to tell lies, distort the truth, and twist things, to demonize and attack people, and to create an us and them. It is a method that is organized. It has a plan. They have a specific goal. And from what Justin and Christian have told us about the meeting Saturday, and we will continue to talk about things that transpired on Saturday, this definitely fits the definition of what's happening to our church. One of the things that was said was that we're a stain on this country, and we are exporting the stain to Brazil. I think it was evident and obvious that you heard hate speech. The comments of doing violence against the church, doing violence against the members. One lady even commented that Jane should be slapped across the face. This was during the forum. And continually the comments on Facebook to close the doors of the church, burn the church down. And of course, we have informed our local law enforcement about the threats of violence to our church, to our members, and to our children. And you could understand the alarm in these young men who have their children at the church, that these things filled with hatred have been said against us. And it's shocking. It's painful. I mean, it's painful to think that there are people who will say these things against other people, against the church. So it's been an honor to be on the airwaves today to let you know what's happening, to bring truth to Rutherford County, to bring truth to those that want to know what's happening to the church. We invite you to email us, truth@wffnc.org. With your questions, with your comments, please email us. And we've been so blessed by the contact we've had, and we invite you to go to the website. The wedding that the young men referenced today, Benjamin and Micah Cooper, part of that wedding is on the website for you to see for yourself. We have over almost nearly 40 programs that are archived on the website that you can go back and listen to. When we began to tell you about the conspiracy, we began to tell you what was against the church and bring you the truth. We've had numerous members that have come on and given you their testimonies and where they came from and what's happened in their life at the church. And you can see that at wordoffaithfellowship.org. And you can learn about us. You can learn about our doctrine. You can learn about our church. We're very close. We're the family of God, and we love those that God has sent to our church. We have pastors' hearts who are full of the love of God. So we will continue to bring you the truth in the next programs about this conspiracy and what's being said and what is happening to us using social media as a tool to demonize and to put forth hate speech against us, against our pastors, against us as members of the church and our children. And we invite you to the next programs where you're going to understand clearly the scriptures. We're going to bring forth scriptures that have explained some of this conspiracy. So have a wonderful day, and we look forward to speaking to you again on Wednesday. Thank you.
And Russia and Syria both now blame Israel for an overnight missile attack on a Syrian airbase. ABC's Tom Rivers at the foreign desk.
Syria State News Agency says missiles hit the T4 airbase in central Syria in the early hours. The attack follows a suspected poison gas incident over the weekend in the last remaining footage